Y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Pharaoh the God, always on the job. I got five less talk. And as always, it's real talk, raw talk. And y'all know it's that time again to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another friend. Share, like, and subscribe. Don't hide. Them buttons ain't got no teeth, so go ahead and reach, support the channel, support your boy, and above all, man, support the movement. Yes, indeedy, man. Welcome to another episode of I Got Five Let's Talk, the podcast platform. I'm your host, Pharaoh the God, always on the job. Welcome to another episode again. How is everybody out there doing today? To everybody that is fasting, everybody that's trying to, might have made mistakes, whatever, man. Ramadan Mubarak. May Allah accept our fasts. May Allah have mercy on us. Today, as the title says, I want to talk about illegal immigration. But before we dive into that, or I dive into this subject, right? One thing I want to make clear to everybody is that this is for information and educational purposes only. I am not here to try to rage bait, and I'm not here to make any racial hatred appear. But there is racial correlation to this situation. Also, we have sat back and watched the games that America plays throughout history and the games that continue to play today. So keep that in mind when you go back and you look at the title. Know the game that America has walked that path and continues to walk that path. See, it's more easier to say, oh, this person is racial, instead of just saying, yes, we're being used. People will try to make what I'm about to talk about today as a racial topic. Yes, it's a racial topic, but it is not racial in the skies of their racism. So with that being said, everybody that's here, man, let's hit them like buttons. Send that save out.
No, we're just going to get our iPad.
Nobody's up there.
We're just going to get our iPad.
Nobody's up there.
Can you go with us?
No. Whose iPad is it?
My iPad.
Well, Knox, you stay in the house. Kennedy, you go get it. Y'all all don't need to go get it. Go ahead.
Hold on. Where should we put it? Where'd you put your iPad up there? In the playroom? I'll just try.
Just go check in the playroom.
Okay. You probably lose it or else when it comes out.
A lot of people. First, let's get this straight. This country was not founded on immigrants. This country was not founded by immigrants. This country was already founded, already had leaders, already had a system intact going on. So when I hear people say that, oh, this is a country of immigrants, this country was founded by immigrants, no, this country was not. This is why I am talking about what I am talking about, because the same way the immigrants and the Spaniards came over here with Christopher Columbus, we don't give credit to Christopher Columbus saying he founded America. He was an immigrant that came over here and colonized those that was already here. Now, people may say, oh, well, the Mexicans this. The Mexicans are Spaniards. Mexicans that live in Mexico and elsewhere are relatives of the Spaniards, are relatives of the colonizers that came here. They speak Spanish. They adopted the last names of the Spaniards. Martinez, Lopez. These are Spaniard names. So how does a whole race of people have Spaniard names? It only could be two ways. Either they were slaves, or either they were part of the conglomerate of colonizers. Let's get that straight. Let's get that perfectly clear. Or you could say, oh, well, P, you tripping, they could marry in. They marrying into the conglomerate of colonizers. Therefore, they are colonizers. They are joining a system of colonization. That's what they're doing. So we must have this concept in mind when we talk about the immigrants. Now, when you want to get further into the history, Spain is not really even liked in Europe. The Spaniards are not, they speak a whole different, entire dialect. So when they came over here, what did they do? They already found people here. These were immigrants. So the same problem that the original people had here, whether you want to call them Native Americans or Africans, these original people that were here prior to the natives being here, there were black people here. And from those black people that opened up their They're part of the country to these people. We see how that worked. Now we have an onslaught of illegal immigration that is perpetrated and pushed and authorized by none other than the Democrats. The Democrats. Like I said in the description, the Democrats are losing standing within the black community. The Democrats we know are the ones that fought for slavery. The jig is up with the Democrats, especially for black people. The jig is up. You got your, your loyalists, your white Jesus, and you got your certain kind of black folks. But even them too is waking up. Even they starting to see that, man, what's going on? Black people, and certain information is making its way around America about the Democrats.
Sit over there so she won't be mean.
When I dropped my iPad, she said, na-na-na-boo-boo.
Okay, well that doesn't mean
I
nothing
did
now.
not say that.
It is, but it doesn't mean nothing. So I'll never have kids again. Never. But, I forgot my train of thought. But these people love to just say that, oh, this is a nation of immigrants and all this. It excludes the natural order of things that were in place before these immigrants got here. Why do people love to say, oh, this is a nation of immigrants? Why do people love to say, oh, this is the youngest country on earth? When Christopher Columbus came here, there were already black nations here. Well documented in his memoirs. Well documented that the natives, or the Eskimo blacks, whatever you call them. Oh yeah, we got these silver spears. We got these gold tipped spears from these Africans. How do these Africans got well-designed communities? How do these Africans have these big Olmec heads? Why do Africans are worshipped as gods during this time? If this is a nation of immigrants, that means you're helping rewrite the natural order of this history. And we know that black people were here before Christopher Columbus, and black people were here before you started calling people Native Americans. We know that for a fact. So when you say, again, this is a nation of immigrants, it's not. The immigrants are the colonizers. The same thing in Germany goes anywhere, colonize. France goes anywhere, colonize. Spain goes anywhere, colonized. What do you mean? This is a nation of immigrants. This was a nation that allowed immigrants to prosper, and the immigrants came in and turned into colonizers. And now everybody likes to say, oh, well, this was a part of Mexico. Mexico ain't even that old enough to be for America to be a part of Mexico. If Mexico is older than America, right? Why, when they talk about the New World, Mexico ain't mentioned? Why, when Christopher Columbus started coming around, they started giving out these Spaniard names? I just want to know that. It's quite odd to me. It's quite odd to me that everyone will know the history. And if you don't know the history, I advise you to go read Ivan Van Sertima. That's the author. And the name of his book is called They Came Before Columbus. Well documented. So if this was Mexico, how come they called it the New World? If it was well known or it had these mighty nations, how come nobody knew about these people? What led to these Spaniards trying to even get to this new world? Who told them about this new world? See, so when y'all get to talking about immigrants in this nation, this country is a country of immigrants, you erase the black workforce. Even from back then. It can't be. Mexico can't be older than America. The only problem that people try to make of how baby America is, because the deeper you go into Americans' history, the history of this land, you find more and more black people. You find more and more connection between America and West Africa. Why do you think the biggest population of Africans outside of Africa is in South America, Brazil, like type? So they can get to South America, but they can't get to North America. Use your brains. But back to the immigration report. And I just want everybody to know that you help spread the lies by accepting the lies. And if you don't know what that means, is when like I keep saying, this nation was founded by immigrants. No, the fuck it wasn't. This is a nation of immigrants. No, it's not. Because when you say that this is a nation of immigrants, you are giving the immigrants the rise above those that are here by nature. Those that are here prior to them even being here. So you see how when you say that this is a nation of immigrants, the colonization of it, the immigrants made this nation. Well, if the immigrants made this nation, we knew that the blacks through slavery helped define this country. So where's our placement at? And this is what these new immigrants need to understand that's coming across the border. They are asking for new voters with old lies. They are putting you in a stage of a grandiose mirage mentality. Cooperative waffles. Hey, is that you, Sticky? I think that's you, man. But if it ain't though, man, what up, man? How y'all doing? But what these new immigrants need to you coming over here and mind you, there is a deep racial hatred within the Latin community for black people. There's a deep, and they'll tell you, they're told not to date us, not to intermingle with us. That's why their grandparents hate the fact that some of these kids out here nowadays date kids, dating blacks or whatever. There is a deep racial hatred for blacks within the Mexicans coming from Mexico, the illegal immigrants coming from Mexico. Now, you can sit up here and say it's not. You can pretend to say, oh, that's just some people. Let's be real here. These are the same people when the Haitians try to cross their land to come into America. What happened? These is immigrants. If America really cares about immigrants fleeing the country, that things are going bad for them, Haiti is 10, 20 times worse off than Mexico. When the Haitian Revolution or whatever they want to call that is going on over there, and them Haitians started marching and came through Mexico, what happened? Brutalized, raped, beaten, murdered, robbed. Then the ones that finally did make it to the border, what did Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and them had them out there doing? They were out there on horses, whipping the shit out of these immigrants. Whipping them. Now I know y'all might say, oh, Pharaoh is bad when it's, you know, it's cool when black people do it. No, it ain't. Because I'm going to say the same motherfucking thing to them Haitians that was trying to come over here. You know the program. You know what lines to get in. You know the necessary paperwork to fill out. You break the law, you're going to pay for it. Some of them are that desperate. But we seen how they were treated at the border. We seen that. And if you haven't, go ahead and pull it up. The Democrats are in bad standing within the black community. They looking for new voters. They need new voters. And they're getting the new voters with old lies. Oh yeah, come on over here. We gonna do this, we gonna do that. And then what happens? They bring them over here, and now they go hire all these ICE agents, these Mexican ICE agents, and these racist white boys to lock up other Mexicans. Now they're sowing dissension between the Latin community. And I said this the last time. They doing the same thing, and they sowing the same dissension within their community the same way they did the blacks. But when you desperate, none of that matters. So when you desperate, You become racist. Jobs are actually being taken away from the black workforce in America. And people may say, how, why? The only reason you don't believe it is because you are of the notion that black people are lazy. Black people don't want to work. If you didn't believe that, you would understand that black people do. Who wants to be broke? Even if they want to blow their check on everything, right? Who wants to be broke? They let these people come over here. They give them jobs, Social Security, put them on the county. The old workforce has been filled up. Look at all the supervisor roles, manager roles. It don't matter what field you're in. The vast majority of these roles is filled by who? Hispanics. They got filled up. Now it's time for these supervisors, they're finna get advanced, a raise, position, a higher position. So now their positions are being left open. Who you think them positions finna go to in the next couple of years? 3 years, 3 to 5 years? The Hispanics. The illegal immigrant. And what people don't understand is that this is a business. America is a business. The nigga that still runs everything don't like you neither. But instead of collaborating, you start propagating hate too. You start hating as well. And then you don't see a motherfucker come and start their own business. You know what I'm saying? Have 1 or 2 blacks on the thing. You don't see that. And some people might say, well, you know, you gotta hire your people, you know, do. But y'all got enough. Y'all have jobs, y'all can hire 1, 2 motherfucking black people, but y'all don't do it. That is another process of the continuation of colonization, of erasing niggas off the map. If you can't work, you can't eat. Desperate times. These jobs that we see ICE agents going to and raiding, go there, nigga, in 2 more weeks. Y'all gonna see any more blacks? Even Americans. It's like an unwritten law right now. Like, I was just in the warehouse, right? And blacks are outnumbered in that motherfucker 15 to 1. 15 to 1. 3 black supervisors in the whole fucking building. They get away with it because the vice president black, but he on their side. So if we in there 15-1, 12 of them don't speak no English at all. How are you getting the job? You can't. When are people gonna give up? Oh, blacks don't want to work. When are you gonna give that up? That is your only defense. Blacks won't work. How do you know that unless you go hire the motherfucker? No, but you will rather continue the path of hiring other motherfuckers. Not only are these immigrants here for the Democratic vote, they are here to replace the black workforce. Why? Because they have always tried to figure out ways to shut down the advancing black community. J. Edgar Hoover said he'll do anything to stop the rise of the black messiah coming out of the black community. So now it's new doorkeepers coming in for the jobs. It's going to be needing new managers, supervisors. And with all these illegal immigrants, do you actually think it's going to be better for blacks? And I know deep down in y'all hatred, I know a lot of y'all say y'all don't care. But you know who hears that? God. He definitely hear that. That's why I don't really give, you know what I'm saying, too much decision and thought thinking on illegal immigration. I don't feel sorry for a criminal. You know why? Because don't nobody got sorry for black people. Don't nobody got no type of sympathy for black people. Never. Motherfuckers been saying black people lazy and scared of jobs since slavery. Let me know what y'all think, man.
Steady crack. That's all that. God. I used to search for blue jean, I met the finest they started me. Top hat with a bag like that man, let me know me. Winning out here 8 times a day, just don't buy me. Flip out, celebrate like I just hit the lottery. I hate my nigga like a search for a blessing. Then he clever leave the weapon, make your life take a hit. Scuff and play so far, crippin' living with you almost had a heart attack. What you see with your bitch tell me? Finesse you for your hit, you do whatever if I got pistol. Being broke with my mental, but this mirror not fatigue. Money too, but you can't hear me cause your pocket always empty. Eat your chummy with the charger if I feel like you been tricked. Homemaker don't make a bullet cover, sip on like I'll murder myself before I ask to live for flavor. Blue tea church, regular, not major, walk around with flame. Put it on my head like it's a pager. Know how to sell it, take a chance, bitch, I'm a feeling. Miss me with the cut, say my heart, slay my own feeling. If I figure this girl with the pop-up, bitch, I be stealing. Tryna low end this front ride around without no ceiling. Put broke bitches on punishment, no fingerprint with other men. Let the goose die, bullets to get that pocket hit. Broke bitches on punishment, no fingerprint with other men. Let the goose die, bullets to get that pocket hit. Police live out in the same. Immigrants rap because all they bitches wanna fuck me. She give me bobblehead, slap it up like a slush. Crippin' like Snoop Dogg, been doing this shit since a pup. Sleep a creeper, even people how this shit get ugly. I ain't showing no sympathy. I'ma make these niggas suffer, man. Handle dumb and dumber while I put pieces to the puzzle. Macho man, ain't even know I was busting bubble. Flip flopping these bundles, bitch, I'll never leave my brother. Don't be a victim, pay me no attention. Luxury living, I'm a lunatic with a vision. It's a terrific song, laughing her ass freely. Out of commission, niggas always popping that gibberish, and it really don't matter if you hate me, cause I don't give a fuck. Disrespect me, that low ones, I'ma let you see me buzz. Clean situation, finessing for $1 million plus when we was down below at the bottom, niggas ain't think us the bitch, nigga.